Hello and grand day, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk. I'm Jade Harrell, and I'm joined by my honey bunny, Amber Clear. Welcome back.
Hey, look at you all bright and sassy. I love it.
So had to be.
I love it. I love it.
How have you been? Where you been?
Everywhere.
I've been there.
Just holidaying. How about you?
Holidaying.
Yeah,
holidaying. I need to do some holidaying.
Yeah. Let's go holiday together.
I shall.
Let's have our own quiet holiday.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want me because But how was it? How long did you take some time out? And was it good for you? What did you get revealed to yourself?
Yeah, I'm just using, wrapping up the last year as a way to reflect on my resolution and realizing that I got to change that. that. So it was my year of saying yes is now over. And I'm going to learn to say no.
What?
A lot.
Yeah.
How about you? How was your resolution? Have you reflected back on it?
I don't
Do you
even remember it.
Fair.
So if you're, I hear you're changing something. What I'm changing as I approach this new year is to release myself from OPP. And that's other people's perspectives.
Okay, that's a
perceptions
good one.
And priorities, and let them be.
Put yourself first.
Exact. Well, I'm going to say
you have to. No, you have to.
So
you
for
can't
me,
pour
I've been
from
thinking
an empty cup.
True, but here's the thing. I find myself in a place of wanting to be right by God, be right by community, be right by my relationships, and find out that I haven't even put myself on the list. And then when I do, I realize that I've put myself at the bottom. So I know that it's not, I do all these things because it's because it's bigger than me or it's for someone else. It's better with me and better including me. So now, maybe not necessarily the top of the list, but I better be in that list.
You got to move yourself up slowly.
Exactly.
And I get it. It just takes a while and it takes practice. You have to be mindful about moving yourself up on that list and what that looks like for you.
Tell the truth, girl. Which, do you even remember what we said at the beginning of the year?
I do check-ins with mine.
Yeah.
I'm like, how's my progress around the changes I'm trying to implement?
You're good.
And then I'm like, I should not have said yes so much.
If anything, we should change is that we learn from the experiences, whether positive or negative, even not labeling them as right, wrong, positive, negative, good or bad, that we learn, we grow. I don't necessarily need gain, I need growth.
Yeah, do the best you can with what you have and be forgiving to yourself and believe in yourself like you believe in other people, okay? Because I see you encouraging all these other people and I see you believe in all these other people and I just need you to have a little bit of that for yourself.
Well, then I will take a break as we take a break to reflect on that. Changing up, including yourself in the equation, saying no, but yes to yourself. So we'll take a break. You stay with us. And when we come back, we've got some opportunities for change with our young people and families. The executive director of the St. Louis Agency on Training and Employment joins us next. We'll be right back.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to Let's Talk. We are excited to have with us the executive director of St. Louis Agency on Training and Employment, better known as SLATE. In 2018, the St. Louis Business Journal awarded our next guest as one of the 30 under 30 to watch. She has more than a decade of experience in creating programs that positively impact the lives of youth and their families. In September of 2021, Mayor Tashara Jones appointed her with the responsibility of connecting job seekers with businesses for employment, training, and much, much more. Please help us welcome Fredrecka McGlown, the Executive Director of SLATE. Hello and welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me. You can call me Freddie.
I can call you Freddie. Well, since you work with youth, I'm going to say Miss Freddie,
Yes.
out of respect. But you were appointed by the mayor, one to watch by the St. Louis Business Journal.
Yeah.
But by your smile, I have a feeling you were called to this long before today.
I guess.
How did you get to this work, and what makes it work for you?
So I've always loved working with the people. For me, I'm really big about the people, not the politics. Mm-hmm. And so I started my graduate year wanting to get involved in working with youth. I had actually reached out to the executive director of SLATE at the time because I knew her very well. And I said, I just want to work with young people, but I didn't know that that's what she did.
Right.
And she said, come on down here, Freddie. And I was hired on the spot to be able to work for, at that time, one of the programs was SPICY, the State Park Youth Initiative, SPICY program.
I like
and so young people would go and work in the parks throughout the summertime, and they would be paid to work. And so I fell in love with that program. And I continued to work for SLATE in different capacities. I became a case manager for the WIOA program, and then a case manager for the Youth Bill program. And so just finding my way up in the organization and just being able to impact the lives of our young people. That's our next generation of leaders. And so for me, that has been so rewarding. And so when Mayor Jones was elected back in 2021, I got that phone call to say, Freddie, this is it. This is your time. Right. And so I was so ecstatic and so happy. And not only to be able to work with the youth, but work with adults. SLATE has a variety of adult programs that people just don't know about. And we always say we're one of St. Louis's hidden gems. And, sometimes you don't want to be the hidden gem. No, you want folks to know what you do.
Shine bright.
You
like
want to shine bright.
Yeah.
And so we've been able to do that through a variety of different programs. And I love what I do, and I'm passionate about what I do. So
it's contagious.
Yeah.
I feel that, and I'm excited about it. It seems like you were set up. You called your friend, and she's like, sure, come on in. And you've been in the game ever since.
Yeah.
What did you bring from your unique experience to SLATE that helped expand these programs and that impact?
Okay. A variety of different things. When working with youth and working with adults, being able to be relatable. A lot of their stories is my story. I was a young lady born in East St. Louis. I didn't have a whole lot growing up. I was raised by a single grandmother. And so being able to be connected through opportunities and to be able to grow from my teachers in school, my counselors, and people who just loved on me and wanted to pour into me. And so being able to work with the young people, me and my staff, we pride ourselves on being that counselor, that case manager, that career advocate that just loves on these young people and pouring them to encourage them to be the best that they can be. And so one of those things is relatability and empathy and having been there before. And then also just my experiences in life have brought me to this point to be able to share my experiences with them to say, you may not want to take that road. Let's try this road, or understanding that education is the key to success. Right. That may not be a college degree. That may be an industry recognized certification. That may be you getting some hands-on job training experience, whatever that looks like for you, figuring out what that is and tackling it full force to do whatever it is that you want to do. And I think that's something unique about me that I've been able to bring to SLATE.
So you talked about that you knew about SLATE and you went and you said, hey, I want to be involved with the youth. What were you surprised about that they offered once you were in and working at the program?
Paid training opportunities. And a lot of people don't know that. Right. If a lot of people have the misconception that college is the only way. And I went to college. I'm a traditional college student. But just paid training opportunities. If you want to go and go into the healthcare field, if you want to go into IT, if you want to go into advanced manufacturing, paid training opportunities, and then paid work experience opportunities to be able to go be connected to a mentor at a job site, get an internship and be paid for that. Also, we offer supportive services. So if you have issues with transportation, if you have issues with clothing and childcare and things like that, we support you in that. And so those are the things not all the time people know about. But once you're connected to SLATE and connected to a program, you're connected to a family of people that love on you and pour into you to get you everything you need to be successful.
How does someone qualify for that help?
So it depends on the program. And so one of the biggest things I always tell people is to come down or give us a call, because each program is different. But one thing about SLATE, we are not going to turn you away. So whatever it is that you qualify for, we're going to get you in. We're going to figure it out. And if we may not necessarily have a program, we'll point you in the direction to find you something to meet your needs. Definitely.
Do you guys do skills matching even? Like, do you have like, I guess career counselors is
Yes.
what they would have been?
Yes.
And then they match you with like, hey, you would be good at this.
Yes. So we do a ton of, and I know, we do a ton of career assessment inventories, trying to figure out what works for you, because we get a lot of people that come to us to say, Freddie, I don't have an idea what I want to be. And so when you do those career assessment inventories, just figuring out what works for you or what would be good for you and what's your skill set and how you can bring that to a job and benefit, and what are your strengths and things like that. So we do a variety of those to figure that out.
And it doesn't cost the participants anything.
No cost to the participants, no cost to the employers, because we provide a variety of different services to the employers. When COVID hit, that shifted us completely.
Yeah.
And so we found a lot of employers coming to us and counting on us to help them fill those vacancies that they have.
That's exciting to hear that you had employers looking to you and were aware enough that, hey, you probably could provide not only an opportunity for someone else, but really fill that need for them. What age, right, you know? So take me back, you love working with youth. There's even since COVID, some challenges in just figuring out where is my place in the world. I'm saying this because I live with several teenagers now. But how are they receiving this, and what age do you begin creating these opportunities that they can participate in?
So when I came into SLATE in this role, we were servicing 16 to 24-year-olds. One of my things I was most passionate about was lowering that age. And so now we service 12 to 24-year-olds because our 12-year-olds are finding themselves in these tumultuous and trying situations. And we need to be able to lay hands and love on them as early as 12 years old. And so we provide some virtual-based learning for them. They come into our center, they get their little incentives and gift cards and things after they've done their virtual modules and things, but providing opportunities for our young people to learn, to grow, to share their skills with each other. We do a variety of different things, but that's important now.
It's huge. I see this as a integrative approach, you know. We're not just, hey, you get a job. You're looking at the person, the young person, the families, to surround that. That's some pretty heavy lifting. How are you even able to do that? I think one of the reasons why people miss is because they think it's only a singular thing. And if they don't have all the other stuff in place, how can they come look for a job? How are y'all able to provide that? That's a lot of love.
It's a whole lot of love, but I got a great staff. Let me say that. I have a staff of about 50 individuals, city employees, state employees, and we have a sub-recipient, Education Data Systems Incorporated, EDSI. And each of them are highly skilled to be able to give our clients exactly what they need. And so I'm very grateful for that. It is a holistic approach. When we talk about holistic, you can't expect a person to come in and get a job if they don't have a place to lay their head. You can't expect them to come in and get a job if they don't have the skills to be able to maintain their job once they get it. And so one of the things we do is operate on the 8 dimensions of wellness.
Oh, I want to know more about that. We're going to take a quick break so we can get into those 8 dimensions, which I will adopt in my own life. But stay with us when we return. We'll have more with Miss Freddie when we come back, the Executive Director of SLATE. Stay with us.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund Reading.
Why do you not get me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Welcome back to Let's Talk. We've been chatting with Fredrecka McGlown, the Executive Director for SLATE. Ms. Freddie, you were telling us about the 8 dimensions that you consider when you're working with your clients. And I love that you call them clients. Tell us more about that.
So basically, one of the things when working with the clients that we work with, people also have this often have this misconception that a person can just walk in and get a job and be able to maintain that job. But if they're empty or not whole in another area of their life, that could prevent them from keeping that job. And so when we talk about the 8 dimensions of wellness, we talk about things like one of those dimensions is financial literacy and empowerment. We make sure that every single person that comes into our agency goes through a financial literacy and empowerment course. We partner with a lot of the local credit unions and banks to be able to come in and provide those services, help them open up free checking and savings accounts, learn the importance of checking and a savings account, helping them understand, going to check cash in places and the fees and things that come with that, helping them build credit and establish credit. That's one of the things that we work on. Also, we talk a lot about environmental. That's another part. When we talk about civic engagement and involvement, being involved in your community, we do a lot of community service projects, Missouri River cleanup, going out just, picking up trash in our community. We make sure our young people are civically engaged and involved. They're at the Board of Aldermen meetings.
They're invested.
They are invested. Yeah. Yes. And so that's important when you talk about catering to the holistic approach when dealing with individuals to ensure that they are well-rounded and marketable for today's workforce.
Absolutely. So that they be prepared.
What areas do you guys serve both with your clients and businesses wise?
St. Louis City and St. Louis County.
Okay.
So and we do a lot of collaboration work with the workforce development boards in Illinois, the St. Louis County Workforce Development Board, Jeff Frank County. So we all collaborate on various different projects. And so we know that we're stronger together and we're better together.
Absolutely. And by focusing on that area, you can make sure that people can get rides and you can take care of the people in the area.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm really inspired by what this could mean in outlook and mindset for young people, because the idea of hope and that it's possible, or that they actually have a hand in creating a future for themselves by having all that accessible and available to them. What has been the response of maybe a young person that came in and said, I have no clue, I'm not sure I want to do this, and mama or a family member brought them in?
Yeah.
What have you seen the services do for that outlook and mindset?
Change the lives.
Wow.
Change lives. We get families that come in. We'll get the 12-year-old, the 16-year-old, the 18-year-old. We'll get mom and grandma. They all come in, and everybody's looking for employment. Everybody's looking for something. Even grandma is looking, and we help our grandma.
Who doesn't drive anymore.
Who doesn't drive anymore and may need to catch the bus to work. We help the whole family. So to change the trajectory of the lives of that entire family, so that entire family can be self-sufficient, that's the work that we do. And that is what's most rewarding for us.
Not just you, but the idea of it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to raise a village.
Yeah. It does, yeah.
And what I'm getting a sense of is that that's going to create a healthier ecosystem for us all.
Yeah.
Do you have plans for the future? I mean, I know you do a lot. That's like after someone has a baby, it's like, are you ready for number 2? But what are some of your hopes and plans and your vision for the future?
Just continuing to grow SLATE as an agency. That is very important. We are a heavily grant-funded organization, so going after more opportunities to provide for residents of the city and the county, that's huge for us. Next year, we turn the big 50, and we are excited about that.
Club.
Yes, so we are so excited about that and what that'll look like for us. And so just continuing to grow, continuing to provide more opportunities.
How can people help you and your agency?
Just spreading the word about what we do. Like I said, I don't want to be the best kept secret. I want everybody to know what we do so they can benefit from what we do.
You talked about being able to grow, finding grants, finding funding, finding support. You're not quite a nonprofit, are you?
No.
So how do those opportunities look? You know, nationwide, there's programs being cut.
Yeah.
That say they want to do the things that you're doing.
Yeah.
What do those opportunities look like? Are you finding a challenge being able to fund and fuel the work you're doing?
Not at the moment. One of the biggest blessings that we have received is ARPA funding. ARPA has been able to provide a variety of different programs. So ARPA is the American Rescue Plan Act dollars.
Okay, there we go.
And so the American Rescue Plan Act provides, we've received about $10 million
Give thanks.
in ARPA funds. And so we've been able to provide a CDL program.
What's that?
That is desperately
yes.
needed right now.
Yeah.
That's where people can drive school buses and
Yep.
dump trucks and like what we have the trash people here,
Yes.
and they were looking for people, and I think you have to have a studio for that.
You do.
Right.
Yeah.
You do.
So like, and those are great jobs.
Yes.
Those are great jobs.
Yes.
Now, with those ages, is that, they're new drivers.
Yeah.
You're probably going to need to shore up those skills, maybe
Yeah.
defensive driving and some other things. And being connected to the city and county,
Yeah.
are you able to plug them right into those kinds of opportunities?
Yes,
as
so
well?
those opportunities are for 18 and up,
Okay.
of course. So those are 18 and
my
up.
son.
Yes, definitely. And so creating that, one of the things we're really big on with our ARPA funds is creating the pipeline to city jobs. That's key.
Because you have to find functioning workers that like can afford to live in the city, but
Yeah.
then also can work and
Absolutely.
grow and be
Absolutely.
invested in the community
Sustainable as well.
Yeah.
This isn't a
Yeah.
one-off kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
these will be the ones that come back and teach, that keep us operating.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, and hopefully we find a baby Freddie somewhere in there to extend the reach and work of your hand.
Yeah, absolutely.
During break, you were briefly talking about the programs you had for the younger teenagers, the 12 and up.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about that, because I think for me, I got my first job when I was 13 or 14,
Yep.
and that was like integral in getting me out of a situation that I was in, and not only getting me out of that situation, but giving me hope and telling me at that age that there were opportunities beyond what I was currently in.
Yeah, definitely. So when I first came in, one of the huge programs we had was our summer youth employment program. But Mayor Jones was adamant about young people need year-round jobs. They don't just need help in the summertime. They need help year-round.
Yeah.
We need to keep them off the streets year-round. We need to put them in opportunities year-round. And so our year-round jobs program allows those younger students to be able to come in and work a variety of different places.
And they get to ride the bus.
And get to ride the bus for free because we have a
So
Gateway
what about
Go program.
school? How do they balance that with school? And I would imagine that even working could help improve their accountability, level of responsibility.
And school is not for everyone.
True, but I'm talking 12.
young
So
ones.
by law, they're
Yeah.
supposed to be in school.
Yes.
I think it's like 16 you can be done. Don't quote
Well,
me.
can y'all
Yes.
homeschool them at SLATE? It's SLATE.
No, we can't homeschool them. However, we do go into the schools. So when they're done with their school day, we go in and do virtual learning with them that are as young as 12. And so we have some partnerships with different schools, St. Louis Public Schools as a whole. We're able to go in and provide those
Do you
opportunities
have coding
as well.
opportunities and stuff for kids these young? Like,
So we're working on it.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you said that. We're
great
working on it,
programs,
getting them to learn earlier on.
that's
What
so
that looks
critical.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That digital literacy. Let's talk about, just briefly before we go, because when we see what our young people have, even opportunities to do, keeping them safe, engaged and interested.
Yeah.
How do you address being able to do that? Keep them safe, interested, and engaged.
Invested in the community.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it's an all around.
A paycheck.
A paycheck helps.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be able to provide them something that they feel is a benefit or a gain for them, but also providing them with a community that holds them accountable. I think that's the biggest thing. Our young people, and a lot of our programs, we have our young people 8 hours a day. So one of our programs, we have them, the Youth Build program. So if they've dropped out of high school and they want to come back and get their high school equivalency and a skill in construction, we get them 8 hours a day. So imagine getting them for 8 hours a day, helping them unlearn some unhealthy behaviors and then sending them back in the same environment. So we do everything we can within those 8 hours to be able to skill them up, let them know they have a village, let them know that they have a support system, let them know that they're safe and they're loved, and be able to hold them accountable.
And there's
That's key.
opportunity.
And that there's opportunities.
And the mental health component.
Yeah.
Dealing with the environments and things I've come from.
Yeah.
I have some help and support there.
Absolutely.
Ooh, that's terrific. I want to come live with y'all. Not that I have a problem with this here. I absolutely love it, but I'm so inspired by what you've shared, Ms. Freddie. Fredrecka, thank you for joining us and spreading the word, and we will be definitely running our mouths about it today. Yeah. Thank you for joining us, and congratulations on all your accomplishments, for sure. For more information and to keep up with all the happenings at SLATE, be sure to visit stlewis-mo.gov. Stay with us. There's more Let's Talk when we return.
No doubt you're going places, young lady.
Thank you. And thank you for the interview as well. I can imagine it was the last thing that you wanted to do after such a long campaign meeting.
You really are a very intelligent young woman. You're very smooth.
You're very smooth yourself.
You have no idea.
Amber, I want to call my teenagers right now. In fact, I don't want to call them. I want to sign them up and
just
then
send them the
call
link and let them just be like,
I'm
this
gonna
is
fill
an
it
amazing
out.
program.
We're gonna go as a family.
Yeah, that is such a crucial thing that it should not be a hidden gem. Like everyone in St. Louis should know about this.
Yeah,
like that is
I'm
so important to get
yeah.
people invested in their communities at such a young age and give them opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, when you think about how tough it is for people to find work without credentials, without experience, this is a huge advantage it gives them.
Even just having access to the internet can prevent somebody from not getting a job, because if you can't submit a resume online, then how are you going to get a job?
What's a resume? You know, there's so many layers to that.
Yeah.
I'm excited about what it can.
And starting kids on coding young is so essential. Like that's what's going to keep us as a country competitive with other nations.
And
like
let me
you
tell
have to start these kids out young.
Probably well before 12. You know, they know more than we do already, but may not even know it's coding. You know, from the Roblox. Look, honey, you're doing architecture. Things like that. I wish. Like, do you remember how young you were with your first job?
I was super young, but to be fair, I started folding towels. Like for a hair salon, I was folding towels. I was in like 5th or 6th grade.
See?
But I was like so excited to get my own money. Mm-hmm. But then I developed into this like, again, a holistic approach where that whole team like realized the situation that I was in, and they kept giving me opportunities and showing me that wasn't like the life I was in wasn't the life that I had to continue with. And that is so important for someone that's young.
And every time you can celebrate a win or achieve a new notch, you know, I learned that IQ isn't some magical mechanism in your brain. It's a body of knowledge. Yeah. And if our young people, if our families don't get to experience much outside of the zip code, city or county, or even just some chances to win and fail together, you know, each of those things builds their confidence and their capacity as well as their ability to respond.
And the great thing with having a career placement person is that a duck is not going to be good at climbing a tree. So they give them a test to say, hey, this is what you're good at and this is what you should do.
Sure.
So it just clicks then. It's like a puzzle piece coming together. So.
I love it. Well, we are out of time now, but we definitely want to thank our guest, Fredrecka McGlown, the Executive Director of the St. Louis Agency on Training and Employment. Remember them as SLATE. And thank you for joining us at home as well. The show may be over, but you can always find us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube, or visit us at stltv.net. I'm Jade Harrell with Amber Clear. We'll see you next time on Let's Talk. Okay, so the 8, what are they called? 8 pillars?
8 dimensions.
Mm-hmm. Multi-dimensional approach.
You got to.
Y'all ain't ready for us.